One thing is certain, Andy Cruz has chosen the hardest road, and so far, he's walked it flawlessly. He is the Cuban Dynamite, and his explosion at the top of world boxing may only just be beginning. Then came the biggest stage yet, an IBF eliminator against Hironori Mashiro, a durable Japanese fighter who had never been stopped. From round 1, Cruz was sharper. In the third, he cracked Mashiro's defense and dropped him twice with surgical precision. Mashiro tried to rally, but it was more courage than real danger. By the fifth, Cruz pinned him in the corner and forced the referee to step in. 6 fights. 6 wins. 3 knockouts. And now the IBF's #1 contender. Andy Cruz is 30 years old, but in boxing terms, he is just beginning. Unlike many prospects who build their records against journeymen, Cruz jumped straight into tough opposition. Every fight was a test. Every opponent had a name. Now, he stands on the edge of greatness. His next target, Raymond Muratalla for the IBF Lightweight world title. Next came Jovanni Straffon, a former IBO champion. Unlike Burgos, Straffon didn't come to survive, he came to fight. That was his mistake. Cruz unleashed combinations of jabs, rights, and uppercuts, overwhelming Straffon with speed. By round 3, Straffon was pinned to the ropes, and the referee stopped it. A knockout victory, and proof that Cruz's style worked not only with patience, but with ferocity. He added the WBA Continental Latin American Lightweight title, another step on the ladder. Cruz's next fights built his reputation further. Brian Zamaripa, tough, stubborn, but outclassed. Cruz pitched a shutout, winning every round with slick angles and precise counters. But after that glory, silence. Cruz stayed in Cuba, not turning pro immediately. For 2 years, fans wondered if the Cuban genius would vanish, lost to time like so many other island talents. Then in 2023, the news broke, Andy Cruz signed with Matchroom Boxing, guided by none other than Derek Bozy Ennis, father of welterweight star Jaron Ennis. The boxing world paid attention. Andy Cruz wasn't here for warm-up fights. He was here to make a statement. For his debut, Cruz wasn't given an easy opponent. Across the ring stood Juan Burgos, a veteran with 40 fights, a man who had never been broken. From the opening seconds, Cruz showed what made him different. Lightning jab, sharp rights to the head and body, switching stances with ease. Burgos kept moving forward, but it was like chasing a shadow. 10 rounds later, it was a boxing masterclass. No knockout needed, Cruz looked less like a beginner, and more like a seasoned champion in waiting. Every great fighter has a rival, and for Andy Cruz, that name is Keyshawn Davis. Their paths collided multiple times in the amateurs. In 2019, at both the Pan American Games and the World Championships, it was Cuba versus the United States. Davis came forward with aggression, speed, and pressure, but Cruz always had the answers. Slip, jab, counter. Move, angle, punish. The climax came at the Tokyo Olympics final. 3 rounds of tension, skill versus will. Davis attacked, but found nothing but air and leather. Cruz, calm as ice, landed clean shots, disappeared from danger, and controlled the pace. The result, 4-1 decision, Olympic gold. It wasn't just a victory, it was a statement. Andy Cruz was the best amateur lightweight in the world. His amateur record is almost mythical, 140 wins, only 9 losses. Think about that, over 100 fighters, from every corner of the globe, tried to crack his defense, to match his rhythm, to find his chin. Almost all failed. Before turning professional, Andy Cruz had already collected achievements that most fighters never touch even after long careers. 3-time world champion. 2-time Pan American Games champion. Olympic gold medalist in Tokyo 2020. But it wasn't just the medals. It was how he won. His icy defense, footwork that looked more like a dancer than a fighter, and pinpoint counters that punished the smallest mistakes. He didn't just beat opponents, he dismantled them mentally, making even the most dangerous punchers hesitate. Boxing has always had eras, fighters who defined the style of their generation. And today, one name echoes through the sport with growing force, Andy Cruz. They call him the Cuban Dynamite, a man who doesn't just fight, but calculates, adapts, and dismantles opponents with cold precision. He isn't simply another rising star, he is the embodiment of Cuba's legendary boxing tradition, but with a modern twist that could change the entire lightweight division. This is the story of Andy Cruz, from a boy in Matanzas, Cuba, to Olympic glory, to one of the fastest rising professionals in world boxing. His journey is one of genius, patience, and explosive brilliance. Andy Cruz was born in 1995 in Matanzas, Cuba. From the very beginning, he stood out. To those who saw him train as a teenager, he wasn't just another fighter. He was a phenomenon. In Cuba, boxing isn't just a sport, it's an art, a national pride, and Andy seemed destined to carry that torch.